Right, we're going to give this a go. I better move that water out the way, otherwise I'm going to be knocking that over. Going to get some colour on this grey primer now. So I'm just going to go for like a little grey-green colour for around the edges. Just going to bash that in the shallows. In that little cave there, I want it almost black. I'm just going to work in small areas because I don't want the paint to be going off on me. I'm not worried about getting bits on the rocks. I'm just going to work a little bit of blue. Trying to keep that grey-green theme. A little bit darker now. I'm just going to work on this area for now, so we're going to go dark, obviously round where the boat's going to go, that's going to be almost black. Just using the acrylics neat for now. Lighten that up a bit for around that. And I'll blend them in shortly when I get to somewhere near. I'll just start making that a little bit darker now. And there's no rhyme or reason to this, I'm just going for it. A little bit dark that. Come over the swell. I'm not sure what to do with that yet. I'll probably lighten it up as it comes up over the crest. bit more green there. I'm not very good at looking at the camera to see where, my little phone, to see where stuff is. It's all new to me, this. I did have a Bob Ross moment at the weekend, a little happy accident while I was using some isopropanol, or however the hell you say, alcohol. Oh, that's better for over the top. For as a fluid, wet water it's called, but like a silly sod I am, I used it neat, 99.9% proof. Almost as strong as Navy Neatest rum. And of course it's caused the PVA glue, it forced the water out of the PVA glue too quick and left beads of glue, and it's not gone white, it's called frosting on the rocks. I'll show you it, but it's quite a happy accident. It looks okay on this diorama. Let's darken this down now around where the boat's going to be. Obviously it's deeper water there and into there. Let's get some real dark stuff into that little cave there. Lots of sounds of people cutting the grass. Don't do hours till May time. We'll just lighten that up. Get that green back. So what I'm going to do now is get me water. And brush cleaned up a bit. I'm just going to work from the light into the day. Oh, that silly bugger. And we're just going to blend that in. Get the old Harrison then. Clean dry brush. Just drag that from the light to the dark. There we go. Bring that up a bit lighter. There we go. All different colours. More blue. That bit. Round this edges are going to be white anyway. make this little bay a little bit shallower. And there we go, into darker areas again. Scrub it in this bit. Bring that up a bit lighter there. What I want to do now is bring that black blue into play for inside the little grotto there. Now I don't know whether to knock this little video off and carry on and show you the end result, or I don't know in my video editor if there's like one of them zappy on things. Blend that bit in there. Bit more wide in that. Hell of a drop off there. The trickiest part's getting into all the little nooks and crannies of the tissue paper. There we go. Not too bothered between these rocks here for now, because that'll be white sea foam. And there we go. A little bit brown around them bits. Brown, burnt umber. As I say, there's no secret to this, just go for it. And as I always say, what can you do? If it doesn't work, paint over it. Need to squirt a bit more white in that. These were alright, these paints are ideal for this. Got them from the works. £1 each, I think they were. They might have even been cheaper enough. I've had them donkey's years, but still do the job. I'm just going to stop it there and then start again, because otherwise it's going to be a huge file to upload. Bit more white down. See if I can just swing this round a bit while I get this bit of shore edge in. So where the waves are crashing over the rocks, that will be pretty much white anyway. Make that a bit more bluer on that edge. Oh, that's better, that's lovely. And we go into that darker water again. And almost black there now. Well, we are into black there. Let's just tease that out a little bit and we'll get into the black. Nice blue that, I think it's ultramarine if I'm not mistaken. Blend it all in. I'll get a bit of white on there, I think. Maybe it's just a bit dark. A bit more blue. I'm almost using the base as the palette. It's not bad. It's starting to come alive a little bit now. And a bit more green. Where am I going with this? Time to recharge the palette. I want about half of what I've just used. The rest's going to be pretty much black. If I've got enough left in there. And there's a little bit there. Where's that blue gone? Yep, that'll do it. Little happy accident. Just bring that over a little bit. Just be careful, don't drop the lights. No lights. looks like I'm going to be painting the frame instead of just varnishing it. So I'm going to poke a bit more black into that little cave there. I'll get that with a little brush. Gone a bit too much there, so just paint over it, dab it in. Bit more green on there, there we go. That's brought it back. Not that you can see. Just going to get me 1.5 Harris brush and then just drag that in like that. Just grab a clean brush. Just put a bit more green in that, lighten it up a bit more. There we go. Right, and that's taken what? About 20 minutes. Just got to catch underneath the grotto. Just bring in, because I want it quite dark. Blue. Should be enough there to get under there. So the hard part, you have to look at it from all angles to make sure you've got in the grey, but it's not so bad, you know, the grey bits that are still showing through. I'll just go around this side and get underneath this grotto. There we are. Just lighten that up a little bit. There we are. Loads of brown left. I'm using too much paint, man. I think what I'll do with this water that I dipped this in is get my little brush and go around the edges and get in all the little nooks and crannies. It just gives it a bit of covering and helps seal the lightens it up a little bit, gives the impression of that tapering off underneath there, look. As I say, I'm not too bothered about that because it's going to be almost white anyway. After we paint that rock there, that's got a bit of too much on it. A bit of water on my palette. Blend it all in again. There we are. Let's get my little sponge. See if I can blend that in a little bit better there. There we go. And there we go. That's about it.